Hi, Drew Barrymore.
Hello, Eddie Murphy. I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, happy to see you too.
I mean,
You were
1982.
just a little baby when
Yeah.
I met you.
And there
Just
we
a
were.
little baby, just a little baby.
And
Oh,
look at you and I.
you're just a baby. I'm kind of young too. I think I'm like 19 or 20 then.
Yeah.
I remember Tim Kazurinsky. You kind of like, you guys were buddies that week. You became buddies with him.
I did. I gravitated towards him. He was so nice to me.
You guys were cute.
Do you remember doing the T sketch? You were Mr. T, looking for his boy E. And I don't know if you remember this, but Steven Spielberg was there. He was very protective of me at that time. I was so lucky.
You know what's so strange about the whole SNL experience? It was so long ago. And so sometimes there'll be like a sketch on, and I won't even remember the sketch. I'll be watching it going, what is this sketch? And what happens next? It's like so much, it's so long ago and so many sketches in between that and so much stuff. A lot of times I don't remember it. I don't remember that Mr. T sketch.
I just remember everything from that show very vividly, but I too have like, surrealistic gaps.
Yeah, I can imagine. You were a little baby when you started.
I was reading about how that you lean into being a spiritual person and being centered, and that you said maybe you avoided some of the pitfalls that were so easy at your disposal, if you will, because of spirituality. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm very grounded spiritually, and not so much, any religion, just a connection, with God. Being a young person in this business, and it's a lot. It's like you got to navigate through a minefield. So many ways you could just, destroy yourself. A lot of the people that I've seen that destroyed themselves, a lot of my contemporaries, a bunch of my contemporaries, people like Michael and Prince and Whitney, and people that came on the scene around the same age that I am, they kind of, it was a self-destructive thing that they had, That's my biggest blessing, that I got started really early. I knew what I wanted to do really, really young, and that I loved myself. I never hated myself. I never beat up on myself. I never was, I've always been my biggest fan.
I love that. You deserve to be, because we're all there with you. What would you say to someone who does struggle with, call it self-love? I'm asking for myself, because I love and respect myself, but I fall off the wagon with total self-flagellation and being too hard and not meeting my own expectations. Do you have any advice for me?
It's an inward search. And it's personal, and it's just between you, and the outside stuff. You have to learn to not, I don't let anything that's not constructive. I don't let anything negative in. You have to train yourself to turn away from it. When negative stuff comes in, stuff that's not constructive, you have to turn from it. You're here, and then you're blessed. You're here and you're blessed. You already won. So the negative energy, there's no time for that. You won already. You know what you should do every morning?
What?
You should do a victory dance. You should wake up every morning and do the Drew Barrymore victory dance. I won. You won, mama.
I feel like the world's biggest winner right now to hear such salient advice from someone I have respected so much my whole life. And in 1982, when we did Saturday Night Live together, then you had done 48 Hours, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop. By the way,
Delirious right in the middle of that. The red leather suit is right in the middle of that stuff.
And what exact point was Raw to that?
Right after Coming to America.
Yeah, so that's 87.
I could tell because I have a perm. My hair is that hair.
You had such a succession of these epic films. You're so young. Do you ever come down from those periods of time where you have hit after hit after hit and you're working.
I tell you what happened. I tell you what happened to me. I had it all the way together for years and years and years. And then what happened with movies is they started offering you so much money to do stuff that I wound up doing you know what that's like. You just do and be like, hey, you want to give me that much money to do that? Okay, so I'm doing a bunch of movies like that, and it's forever. Like way after the money is spent, that movie is like still playing on a movie channel. So it's like, so I got to where I stopped having fun making movies. So I had to take a time, like about in 2011, I think it was. I stopped for like 8 years. I just stopped making movies, and that's where I had really, really quiet time and got recentered to where, you know, if I'm going to be doing something, I want to be doing it because I want to do it, and all that. And I got it all back together that way.
That is the perfect answer to that question. And the reason I asked is because, you know, since that 1982 time, and I had even been working before that, and so had you, but we're still here. We're still going. It's 30, 40 years later, 40 years later.
That's why I say you should do the victory dance. How about this? We're in the business, Drew, where people come and go. People come and go every 5 years. It's a brand new bunch of new faces, and it's a brand new, and anybody that's in this business for as long as you've been in this business, as long as I've been in this business, I think, you know, that means that we're not stinky. It's been firmly established that we are not stinky.